Hi my beauties, welcome back. Today is going to be another chit chat video. I'm kind of like running on fumes right now. I'm so tired. But I don't really have like a topic that I thought of because I'm not sure what's, safe to talk about and what's not anymore. I don't talk about politics. I hate talking about politics. And religion, it's okay to talk about, but it's not my thing. So, if you guys have any ideas of what you want to talk about, or like, even if you guys have any questions, maybe I can answer those questions, or advice, I can give advice on these videos too, and we can talk about it in the comments and on my Facebook, and just meet new people, talk about things that interest us and whatnot. So, I know it sounds kind of weird and probably childish, and I don't care. I really don't care. But, the only thing I can think of right now to talk about today is my love of Supernatural and the characters and the actors, and why I feel so attached to that show, or attached to the actors. Not in like a weird, oh, I'm obsessed with the actors kind of way. It's more of why I feel so strongly about not just the show, but the actors themselves. And I will try and make this as short as I can, because once I go on a rant, not a rant, but once I talk about something that I am actually really passionate about, I do talk quite often, or quite long. So I will try to make this video short. But I started watching Supernatural 9.5 months ago, in like the middle of July, I think, is when I started watching it. And I was only watching it like, every couple of days or whatever. I wasn't really into it. I got into it because my brother had been bugging me to watch it, because he said it was an awesome show and I had to watch it, and I had to. And so at that time I was like, okay, fine, I'll watch it, and whatever, I'll watch it. So I started watching it, every now and then kind of got a little bit more. I was like, okay, this isn't bad. This isn't a bad show. And then about 2 weeks later, my dad passed away, on the 7th of August, and at that time I didn't watch anything. I was out, I was down, that's it. I didn't want to do anything, I didn't want to listen to anything, didn't want to watch anything. I just wanted to lay in bed and just not do anything. So I went through I think I didn't do anything. I did not do anything except for, what I had to do to deal with my dad's, death and his funeral and all that. I had to do that. If it wasn't for that, I wouldn't have done anything for like 2 weeks. But about 3 weeks later, I got back into watching Supernatural again. It wasn't every day, but I was, every couple, like every other day maybe. And it got to the point where I was watching it every single day. I was watching like 4 episodes a day, 5 episodes a day, and I caught up. Before my dad passed, I was in the beginning of season 1, and maybe 4 months later, I was caught up to season 10. And that's maybe 4 months later, I was caught up to season 10, where they were at that particular day that I stopped, or that I caught up. I had watched that new episode from, I think, the night before, or a couple days before. So I was caught up to the most recent episode. And not thinking back, that was my coping mechanism I was in the house all the time. I wasn't able to go anywhere because I don't have a car. My friends, my friends work. My friends have lives, and though they tried to help me as much as they could, um, it wasn't like they saw me when they could, and so I took that show and made it into a coping mechanism where I would separate myself from my reality and go into the world of Sam and Dean's reality. And I would get lost in the show for a few hours, and then that would be the way that I coped with the day. And sometimes it worked, sometimes I still had those really bad days where I cried all day long while watching the show, mind you. And yeah, it just became the way I coped and the way I handled things. And then, I started not only watching the show, but then I would go on YouTube and I would find all these videos that people took while they were at the conventions that they do, like the Q&As that they do with fans. And I would start watching those. And then I would start watching interviews. And then I watched, I think Misha Collins has a YouTube channel, and I started watching that YouTube channel and his videos. And I followed them on Twitter, and I followed them on Facebook, and eventually it got to where I was a super fan. I was a fan of the show, I was a fan of the actors, and that's where I am today. I follow all of them on Facebook. I follow who have a Facebook, all of them on Twitter, all of them on Instagram that have Instagrams, and I probably know more about this show that I've only been watching for 9 months than I do on a show that I've been watching for years. Like Charmed, I watched that for years, and I probably know more about this one than I do that one. Or even Gilmore Girls, which is really sad because I know almost everything about that show. I've seen it at least 8 times all the way through. I probably know more about the actors and the show and could tell you more about an episode than I can with Gilmore Girls. That's how not obsessed I am, but how invested and dedicated I am to the show. The thing that got me to watch the show originally, like my brother was, like I said, bugging me to watch it, and I'm like, no, I'm not going to watch it. And then I saw on Facebook somebody had posted the Comic-Con a Comic-Con that they did last year. Yeah, I think last year. And it got to a point in the video where the fans, they opened up questions to the fans, and the fans, all of a sudden you see all these little tea lights waving around in the crowd, and the actors didn't know what was going on. Nobody really knew what was going on apparently. This person just made all these tea lights and passed them out to people, and they said they had the words "Always Keep Fighting" on them, which is Jared Padalecki's charity for depression, suicide, and all those. And I don't know, something hit me, and he was so moved by that one little thing, and they gave him a tea light. They gave him a note that said, we're a family, we're always here, you're never alone. And that, I don't know, I think because I've never seen a fandom do that before, I've never seen a group of fans so dedicated to the actor that they sympathize with him, and they can relate to how he was feeling, because he has depression. He goes through depression, and he's very vocal about it. And his fans wanted to make sure that he knew that they were there for him. And I don't know, something just clicked in my head, and I don't know if it was because I knew I was also going through a depression, and I knew what it felt like, and I knew what it felt like to not have support from certain people. So I don't know, that made me want to watch the show all of a sudden. that one little thing, and I'm glad I did because it's an awesome show. It really is. And I never had heard of other people believing what I believed and in the way that I believe it. Because I grew up Christian, I grew up Lutheran. So I grew up believing in heaven and God and Jesus and all this. But as I grew up, those thoughts, beliefs, kind of twisted a little bit. And watching the show, I realized that there's a lot more in that show than that I personally also believe than I thought there was. Like, they have their own heavens. Whoever dies, they have their own heavens. It's not just one big, huge, like, people on a cloud with the pearly gates. They have their individual things that they call heaven. Like characters. There's other characters that have, like, places that they love to go. And, it's just basically where they called home, where they felt the most comfortable and where they wanted to be the most. Like, mine probably would be here at my house, or I don't know, probably maybe like at Mac or something. I don't know, but they all have their individual own heavens, and that's what I believe too. And that's what I keep saying that my dad went to his own heaven. He's probably up in heaven fishing, for all I know. He's at the Seagull Lake, fishing, because that was what he liked to do. And they also had that in the show, where they were in their own little pieces of heaven. And I found that I could relate to a lot of the characters because Kaz, the angel, he is a fallen angel, and he is a misunderstood angel. And, he began to question God, whether he really was there, whether he even said, what if I told you that God isn't there, no one's listening, and that heaven's basically out of order, and what would you do? And that line, I was like, wow, that's exactly kind of how I feel. Like, I don't really know if anyone's listening, when I talk, when I pray, whatever. And it feels like there's no one actually listening. No one's actually there. And that he had left the building. So that was definitely something I connected with at that point. And Dean, he's misunderstood. He does not like himself. I know what it is to look in the mirror and hate what you see. That was one of the lines that he heard from a vision that he was having, or hallucination he was having. And that totally describes him, though. He doesn't like who he is. He has a strong exterior, but on the inside he's very insecure and scared, and just, he doesn't like himself. He doesn't love himself like he should. And I have definitely fought that for quite a while, and still am fighting that feeling of not liking who you are, not liking what you see in the mirror. And so I definitely can relate to Dean, and he is the older brother. I am the older sister of, 7 siblings. I am the oldest of 7 siblings. So I know what it's like to want to and have to protect my younger siblings. And I would do anything to protect my younger siblings. And that's exactly what he would do. He would do anything to protect Sam. And then Sam is also, they're all misunderstood. But Sam is this, wants to do right by his brother and have his brother's acceptance but yet have his own life. And he wants to be able to do what he wants. A little selfish, but that's okay to be selfish, I think. But he's a little selfish, and he wants to live his own life. but at the same time, he doesn't want to disappoint his brother. And, that also, I can relate to that. Don't want to disappoint anybody in my family, but yeah, I want to be able to live my own life, do what I want. And I can just relate to those three characters so much. So much. And a lot of the lines that they use in that show are like mind-blowing and inspirational, kind of. And then you take away the show, and it's just the not characters, but the actors themselves are phenomenal. They're not just phenomenal actors, they're phenomenal people. They have their own separate, they have charities that they have either founded or they are a part of, and it's not just, oh, this is Misha's charity, oh, this is Jared's charity, oh, whatever. They say, okay, yeah, this is Misha's charity, and we're going to make a shirt for you guys to buy, that if you want to contribute to that charity, we're also going to help, though. Like Jensen has helped Misha's charity. Jared and Jensen have a pack kind of charity where there's like 4 or 5 different charities that they donate to, and then there's Jared's, Always Keep Fighting, that donates to other charities, and they join together to do all this awesome stuff for everyone, and to help other people, like, because they know what it's like to either be depressed, or they know what it's like to want to help out, I guess. And Random Acts is Misha's. He's the founder, I'm pretty sure, actually. And he does a international, the greatest international scavenger hunt the world has ever seen, is what it's called. Gishwis. And it's basically where teams do scavenger hunts, either from their house or around the world. They team up with people from around the world, and they do all these random, these acts of kindness and these tasks, and whoever has the most points at the end of the week or the weekend gets that team of 15 people win, and what they win is, well, the money goes towards Random Acts, and what they win is either, I don't know if it's just one day or a whole weekend, I'm not quite sure, but they win a trip to go somewhere around the world, basically, with Misha Collins. They get to spend personal time with Misha Collins. Like these past year's winners, they went to Costa Rica and did a zip line with Misha. The year before that was Scotland. They did a castle, no, it was 2 years ago, it was a castle in Scotland. There was, I can't remember. They're all around the world. Like this year, the winners can go to Iceland and dog sled on the glacier, and they're gonna do something about a volcano in Iceland with Misha Collins. Like, I've never seen a celebrity so dedicated to their fans that they're willing to spend the weekend with them. And not only that, but they Skype people. Like, anybody who had donated to one of their most recent campaigns, he randomly chose people and he Skyped them. He video chatted with them. Like, just randomly. Like, you don't see that very often. And they actually reply back to you. Those actors, Jared, Jensen, Misha, and Mark Shepard, they all actually reply to their fans. They actually take the time to comment back, or write back, or email something. They reply back to their fans. And they don't find it a burden to reply back to their fans. They are if you see them out on the street and you want a picture, as long as they're not like, eating or busy, then they will gladly take a picture with you. I think that's so cool. Like, people have caught them outside of a bar or outside of a restaurant, or even in a restaurant. I think I've seen a picture of in a restaurant, and they took pictures with them, and had smiles on their faces, and they were happy to do it. And they have these conventions that people pay to go to a certain area or certain like hotel or convention center, and for the whole weekend, for 3 days straight, you have autograph signings, photo ops, and Q&As with the actors themselves. And from what I've seen on YouTube, it's like they're best friends with the fans. Like, they act like they know them personally, and they answer any question they want. They take things from the fans that the fans have made them, gladly take them, and they hug the fans if they're like nervous or crying. They go out into the crowd and they'll like Mark Shepard. I've seen quite a few of the videos that people take. Mark Shepard he'll walk amongst the seated fans, and when he goes up to a person asking a question, he'll sit right next to them with a microphone so that they can ask their question right next to him. And they're polite to the fans. They, like I said, they act like they're the fans. They know them personally or something, and it's just a really fun time. And one of these times, I'm going to go to a convention. I don't care where it's at. I want to go so bad, and I'll save up the money and go. But because I need to tell them how much they've influenced my life. It's good to know somebody's there. Somebody cares about you, even if you don't know them. And I have my tattoo that says "Always Keep Fighting" on it, because that's a reminder that I have to keep going. No matter how sick I am, no matter how sad, crappy I feel, I have to keep going. And that's what Jared is always telling his fans. You have to keep pushing on, keep fighting, because you're worth it. And they're always reminding their fans how awesome they are and how much they're loved. And they don't refer to their fans as fans. It's the supernatural family. And that's awesome. I think that's like, they consider everybody a big, huge family. And they just care. They just care. And they don't know the fans personally, but they care about them. And honestly, I wish I had watched it when it first came out in 2005. I was 15, but I wish I would have watched it from the beginning, so that, I can look back and say I have been doing this and I have followed them for so long, but I haven't. I've only been watching it for 9 months, but in the 9 months that I've been watching it, I have caught up. I'm on, actually tonight I'm probably going to watch the episode from last week, but I'm caught up, and I know more about the show than I probably should, but I look forward to watching the show. I look forward to that Wednesday when it comes on. I can say, oh yay, Supernatural's on. And I look forward to watching Misha's YouTube channel when he posts new videos, and I look forward to the tweets, because I could be having a really crappy day, and the tweets make me smile, make me laugh, because they're so funny. And so I look forward to any posts that they make, or a campaign that they do, or just events that they have, because it's something that makes me smile and it makes me happy. And sometimes it takes that away from the crap I have going on in my life, and I can just say, okay, I am going to invest my day. I'm not having a good day, so I'm going to go on YouTube and watch a convention video that I've watched 3 or 4 times in a row, or not in a row, but I've already watched 3 or 4 times, but it makes me laugh, so I'm going to watch it again. Or I'm gonna watch a video of Jared and Jensen pranking Misha, or the bloopers. You know, I stayed up until 1 o'clock in the morning watching the bloopers, laughing, and knowing that my mom's sleeping in the next room, but I'm laughing out loud because it's so funny. Because I needed it. I needed that laugh, and that's what it was for. So I watched it, and I look forward to those kind of things. And I actually look forward to, hopefully here soon, writing them and maybe getting a response back. I don't know if I will. Misha says that he tries and responds to every single fan letter he gets. I know I've seen Jared post pictures of fan letters he gets, and you know, also Jensen has, you know, they care about their fans. They respond to their fans because they know that if it, you know, they say if it wasn't for the fans, they wouldn't be doing what they're doing. But honestly, if it wasn't for them, a lot of us wouldn't be doing what we're doing. And a lot of us wouldn't be here. Because they have inspired us to keep going and keep fighting, and that they are there for us. And that they, in their own way, they love their fans and their family. And I think that they're just, it's just more than a show. I guess it's awesome writing, awesome show, storylines, stuff like that, but it's more than that. It's the actors themselves that make the show. And it's the actors that get you invested in not only to want to watch the show, but you want to know more about what they're doing. You know, other things they're doing, the campaigns that they're doing, the charities that they're going for. You just want to know, and you want to be a part of it. And I'm happy that I started watching it. I'm happy my brother kept bugging me to watch it because I now have a safe place to go, and a happy place to go to when I'm down, or when I'm not feeling like myself, and when I'm grieving because of my dad, or if I'm missing my dad, I can go back and watch an episode of Supernatural, or I can watch a convention or something, and to make me smile. And I'm glad to have that. And I'm glad I've started watching the show. So, I tried making this, it's a 27-minute video, and I can't edit my videos, so I'm just going to stop talking now. And let me know on other topics you want me to talk about. Like I said, we can go live occasionally so that this isn't so long to watch, but just let me know if you want to see me go live, or if you want whatever you want on this channel. Let me know. I have other makeup videos for you guys and reviews and stuff like that I will be posting up on Sundays. But for the Chit Chats, let me know what you want to talk about, and I will get them up for you as soon as I possibly can. I'll have links down below to all my social medias, and you can keep up on those, and I'll post regularly on those. Don't forget to subscribe if you do like these videos, Chit Chat videos, or makeup videos, or whatever. Just subscribe and like this video if you like Supernatural. If you're a fan of the Supernatural fandom, Supernatural family, let me know in the comments below. Give us a like if you are, and we can talk about what we enjoy, the show that we enjoy, the actors that we enjoy, and make new friends, learn new things. So, yeah, that's about it. Don't forget that you are beautiful just the way you are, and I love you, and I will see you in the next video. Bye, guys.